Those were the days. Me, Johnny, Chuco, Rodrigo, Jimmy G, and Jose playing dominoes in the old park down by the expressway. We'd play all day and into the night till we couldn't see the board any longer. Drinking tall boys, flirting with fly girls, smoking blunts, laughing, sometimes arguing. Yeah, we were competitive fucks, but it was more than just a game. It was practically a religion. We even had our own house band, Congreros, jammed across the way on the other side of the park. The rhythms were the pulse of the hood. And the park, that was life. And in the middle of it all was Johnny. He was gregarious, funny as hell. He'd have us in stitches all day. But his daughter by his first wife, Maria, she was all for him back then. He'd call her his little angel. Early on, Maria would bring her by the park and Johnny would just sit there beaming. But eventually, she moved back to Puerto Rico. Said she wanted to get her daughter out of the city. Well, at least out of the hood. And probably away from Johnny to some extent. Johnny was crushed. He'd say he would save his money to buy a plane ticket to go visit, but he wasn't much of an earner, and worse at saving. At first he'd get letters with photos, which he'd proudly put in his wallet, of course after showing everybody once or twice, and he'd brag about what she was up to, doing great in school, dancing and this and that. But over time the letters started to come less often, and he didn't say much about it. The games were getting less frequent too. Rodrigo got into a fight over a woman that was stabbed to death. Tuco moved to Miami. The neighborhood changed, and so did we. I ran into Johnny recently. We exchanged the usual pleasantries. How you been, man? What are you up to? He said, life goes on, Bobby. What else is there? I didn't ask him about Angel, who must be a woman by now. Was afraid to stir things up, you know, old pain. We were just friends, looking at each other after all these years, silently sharing the same fears. He shook my hand and said, take care of yourself, Bobby. We should hang out someday like we used to. He turned and walked away, and that was that.